Hello, good afternoon. My name is Pablo Arias, the president and co-founder of the Costa Rican Chamber of International Private Investment. And with me, I have two guests, volunteers, Manuel Yglesias from partner of Mora Iglesias and Asociados, if I'm pronouncing it right. And also I have with me Johnny Umaña, from Green Healthcare. Uh, these two gentlemen here are co-founders, out of many other co-founders, we have to say, many other co-founders of our Chamber of International Private Investment. And we are here today wanting to share with you, our audience and friends, uh, what is this chamber all about. We are looking to make Costa Rica better for the investment, better for the investor, and better for anyone who is looking to move to Costa Rica. And also, we're looking to create a group of volunteers, professionals that want to protect the investor. Go ahead, Manuel, say hi to yourself, and after that, Johnny, please say hi.
I'm Manuel Yglesias. I'm partner of Manuel Yglesias Asociados, a corporate law firm, and we help many foreign investors with their first steps in Costa Rica. We try to lead the way in a responsible manner, sharing the Costa Rican culture, but also sharing the ethical and efficiency standards that characterize a lot of our clients. And I'm very excited to start this project because I think it's a very good opportunity to create bridges between the expat community and the local community. And what I was telling Pablo is that a lot of people come here to experience the Costa Rican culture, and the idea is to create a bond that manages to achieve that.
That's amazing. Go ahead, Johnny.
Thanks, Pablo. Thanks, Manuel. I want to introduce myself. My name is Johnny Umaña. I am co-founder and also Green Healthcare president. What we do is we focus on giving the expat, whether they live here or just visiting, the ability to have quality healthcare, ethical healthcare, but at the same time, humanistic healthcare. We believe that it's not just a disease that we're sometimes treating. Sometimes you have to treat the person and life. And pura vida for us means not just pure life. It means that you live every day, day by day, but you don't have tomorrow promised. But what we try to do is make that tomorrow just a little bit better.
So I'd like to start with a few questions just to make this a conversation, Johnny and Manuel. I'd like to give also my opinion. I just have the feeling that in Costa Rica, we needed to have a professional group of an ecosystem that can serve the newcomer and that can serve the international investor. And I'll tell you why. My big why is I have the feeling that a lot of people that are very informal when servicing a newcomer, very informal, and they end up doing bad recommendations. They end up taking advantage of people offering maybe a bad deal in real estate or maybe a really bad due diligence from an attorney or from a notary. There is no one that is able to create a group of vented professionals that we can all say these are legit companies that are vented, that pay their taxes, that are formal people to do business with. And that's just one of the reasons. There are many more reasons. Tell me what you think, Pablo.
Thank you, Pablo. I think that's crucial for people that are coming here to live and to invest, because a lot of our laws are very different than where these people come from, especially the U.S. And so it's important for the professionals to explain everything in a clear way, to make sure that the people that are understanding the consequences of their decisions, and the reason why sometimes there are higher requirements internally for a law firm to handle an international client, because Costa Rican will already know a lot of the things intuitively because they have grown up here, but a foreign investor doesn't have that knowledge. And so what I've learned through my practice is that that's where a lot of misunderstandings happen, because the client understands one thing, and the professional is actually explaining something in a somewhat adequate manner to if it was a Costa Rican client. But for a foreign client, you have to explain many systems that work completely differently, and so and many variables that are different. And one of the best examples is the due diligence when you're buying a property, because and the source of that is that in Costa Rica there is currently no title insurance as in the US, where you can insure the validity of your title, and it's kind of like I don't know if it's a requirement, but it's basically something that is baked into all the
There are many
transactions.
things. There are many things that in Costa Rica
Yeah,
are different.
but
Like in Costa Rica,
and so
we don't have to have a property manager, a property inspector. It's not mandatory, but in the state of Texas or in many states, it is mandatory to hire a property inspector. Johnny, I want to ask you the next question.
gives that the due diligence, just to finish, the due diligence gives that aspect to the relationship, so that the person knows what they're buying and what the future situations can be.
Now, with all this, with all these different things that we have, I still service a lot of people with all these challenges, with the language barrier, with being away from family, with not knowing the laws. People still pick and choose Costa Rica. Johnny, why do you feel? And you live, Johnny, you're Costa Rican, but because you were born in Costa Rica, but you lived your entire life in California. So you spend more years of your life being a North American, Californian, than a Costa Rican. So what do you feel people move here?
I think a lot of times people view Costa Rica, especially in my own case, as Costa Rica is a balance of life itself being more valuable when you finally get away from some of us call it the rat race, or the life the we as Americans, we focus on the end goal. In Costa Rica, what Costa Rica's taught me is that the end goal is not every day, because today's not promised. And sometimes what happens with people, especially with Americans, is that we practice, we save for entire life, and then we get to that entire life, that end of life, and Costa Rica shows us that you don't need much to just live. They let you live without much. And that, I think that's the biggest attraction for at least what, as an American, I see Costa Rica as the escape that nobody told us about, but they also didn't tell us that there was life without work, without having to pay for something.
There are many reasons why people move to Costa Rica. We all know this. We have magazines like International Living or Expatsy or all these platforms kind of summarize all of these benefits. But it's still a challenge. I do believe it's still a challenge, and there is no real formal assistance for some of these folks who wants to make Costa Rica home, or they want to invest in Costa Rica. Now, out of your area, Manuel, because you live in a beach town, very popular, Nosara, uh, what do you think people attract? What do you think why do you think is attracted to Nosara or to the beach in Guanacaste, Costa Rica?
I could talk about Nosara for hours and hours, but I'm gonna try to keep it brief. Nosara is very far away from the normal civilization in a way. The road is really bad, and so it's a little community in itself. Is very sui generis, and most of the people that came here initially came because of the wave, because the wave is fantastic. It's very consistent. There's way for everyone because it's a huge break that spans kilometers, and that was the main. I think that was the main attraction, and the whole ecosystem that was created around it was. Grew around surf culture and the surf culture that respects the environment and also the yoga. So there's a huge yoga community here, and if you go to you can pay as a Costa Rican. You usually have differentiated rates. So they usually charge $20 for foreigners and $10 for Costa Ricans, and I'm always telling them go to a yoga class because you're probably going to have a yoga class with someone that is extremely good at yoga. It's going to be an amazing experience that you're not going to have in many other places. So those two things, and of course the natural beauty and very authentic people. I think that's for me. That's Nosara. Nosara is a little bit a place in itself, but I think a lot of that can be said about many Costa Rican beach towns.
There is a special community in Nosara. I think Guanacaste in general. There is a special. Guanacaste is a special place, also. You put it next to the other places in Costa Rica. It just attracts a special type of people. Now we are building this CR-CIPI, Costa Rica Chamber of International Investment. And I do feel there is a need for it. And this is why we're creating all this. This is why we're going every Wednesday, or every Wednesday we can. We go to a press conference to ask the president, different issues that the newcomer and the investor who are looking to move to Costa Rica has. Today we have the opportunity to make the question to a president. What about immigration? Why immigration is taking sometimes 2 years when in other countries you're not being competitive. In other countries it takes 3 months. These kind of questions, because we want to, with this organization, we want to push to get laws on our side, to get the government on our side, give visibility, and give a voice to the investor, give a voice to that person in Costa Rica. But I want your guys' vision on this point right here. Love to hear your vision, Johnny. What is your vision for CR-CIPI, so you can share with everyone? And then Manuel, I think this is a very important thing. And after that, I'm going to talk about volunteers, because volunteers are going to be the core of our organization. We need people in so many levels, but let's focus on this. How CR-CIPI can help the investor experience more trusted and simple and professional experience when they move to Costa Rica.
Well, I think, Pablo, something that we also have to put on the stage is the fact that we just right now the expat has a minimal voice, and the platform itself it's going to elevate the voice of those investing here, those thinking of retiring. And then one of the reasons why I have my social channel, Johnny Knows, with the presidency, the focus was always to help those expats don't have a voice, to have a voice in the country, that they can't vote and they have no say on things that happen. And one of the reasons that platform allows us, and then now that the CR-CIPI allows another voice for expats to be able to express what their needs are, to be heard as a people, as a group, an important group that's really important to the ecosystem of Costa Rica, that their voices are truly heard, and that somebody's listening. That it's not just a voice in the background, but it's actually being said. And I think that's what CR-CIPI is going to do for the community, help that voice be heard more often.
Manuel, your vision for CR-CIPI. My pronunciation of this is half Spanish. CR-CIPI. CR-CIPI.
Well, as I said earlier, I think that the CR-CIPI is going to have a great opportunity to create bridges between the local community and the expat community, so that there can be lessons learned both ways. And as Johnny was saying, I agree completely. There's a need for many things that sometimes a lot of Costa Ricans take for granted in other areas that are just missing in many places in Costa Rica, in Guanacaste, for example, just the roads. In Nosara, there have been many examples of the community having to organize themselves to help the municipalities build a bridge. For example, in Ostional, there was a GoFundMe campaign to ship the Bailey Bridge from San Jose to Ostional, and then to be able to build it, because every time that there was a rain, the river would just overflow, and there was no bridge. And another big thing was the census. The census in Nosara, there was no census in Nosara until last year, and there was international residents here financed the census. That's a huge undertaking. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars to make a census. And they discovered that the population of Nosara, according to the Costa Rican National Census Institution, the INEC, was around 8,000, 9,000 people. And the census concluded that the population of Nosara and the surrounding areas was 35,000 people, that lived here at least some months of the year. So the difference is huge, and that changes the vision from the government to provide all kinds of basic services, and also the taxes. Nosara generates, for example, I think that's probably similar in Tamarindo and in many other coastal communities. The amount of taxes that these places generate is enormous, and the amount of investment that they receive is very little. And from a political point of view, it just makes sense, because a lot of the people that live here are not voters. So CR-CIPI can help start that conversation with the government. You need to provide infrastructure. You need to provide security. You need to provide the basic services, so that the economic input of the community keeps existing.
Pablo, it's interesting. That's interesting that you just said that. It's something. We're here. Honestly, Manuel, when I go to many conferences, and that statistic about the bridge happening, about the community being together, both expat and the locals bringing in, I think it's an important thing, and this is a stage for that to happen. And I'm glad you bring it up, Manuel, because those are the things that we're going to make the difference in a community. Because you're exactly right. When numbers start hitting the tail, and they say, you know what, this is the amount of input that we're giving, and this is the amount of support we're giving. This is what we need.
It is a reality, and it makes a lot of sense. The number of people that live, let's say, in Nosara or Tamarindo, they actually live there, are going to be a lot less. Of course, the people that invest money, that spend money, that are taking tours, that are eating out in restaurants, it's bigger. So those towns are supporting the economy, and they are not getting the infrastructure. And that's one of the conversations where we're going to start. We're starting with these questions to the government. By the way, you see in the corner a QR code. You can get in there and go into our website, or you see at the bottom of the screen as well, right there. That's our website, crcipi.org. Get in touch, get involved. We're inviting you to be part of this. And that leads me to the next question. Why should attorneys, realtors, accountants, healthcare professionals, relocation companies, builders, insurance, real estate people, why tourist companies, rental cars, hotel owners should be part or volunteer or get close to the CR-CIPI? And the answer to me is very clear. It's obvious. We are all looking to attract investment. It's every year we see entrepreneurs and business owners in the tourist industry. We see them they have a really good season, high season, but when the rain season starts, they have to lay off people. They have to look for other ways of making money. A lot of the people that work in Tamarindo in the high season, they work in hotels, restaurants, and casinos, and in the low season, they go and they have to get other jobs that are low paying jobs, maybe in a farm, maybe in construction, maybe in other things. uh, it's obvious that if we attract investment, that translates into more and better opportunities for everyone. And why should you care about it as a professional? Obviously, the professionals that are part of CR-CIPI are gonna get the exposure. We're gonna have interview with you guys. We're gonna promote the businesses that are legit, uh, and those are some of the things. Those some of the things we're going to be doing for our volunteers and members. Johnny, you want to contribute?
You know what, Pablo? I think the something that you left out is the ethical nature that of people that we invite to this circle is people with integrity, people that have been in the industry for quite a long time, and that really care about what they're doing. It's not just here, when I want to sell you something, but it's more that the ecosystem talks to each other. So if somebody in the ecosystem is not acting right, the ecosystem will react and will talk with people and not. And I think that's what is going to distinguish this CR or CP system with everybody else, because it's not just going to be if you're going to recommend somebody and they're part of the chamber, it's going to be at another ethical level. It's not just looking to see who can add on, but also the integrity that that particular company does and how they do their business. I think that's something that should be also highlighted when people wanting to join. That's what we're also looking for is integrity, and that you want to serve your community, but at the same time, when you are doing business with um, everyone, that is done in an ethical manner.
Thanks. Manuel, why do you think more professionals should join our chamber?
Well, as you said, it's fairly obvious that a lot of us work in the industry, and for me, I think that it is important for us to feel proud to be helping other people come to Costa Rica and share their culture and create a multicultural community, which is basically under siege right now. And just being in this conversation right now could be considered controversial by many people, which is really difficult to understand. And a lot of people are going to criticize us for doing this because there's a lot of misinformation out there about how an economy works, and one of the messages that we need to convey is that this is not only very good for the economy but also very good for our culture, because the Costa Rican culture is going to be enriched by all this experience, as any culture is enriched by this experience of meeting people that come from other places, have different perspectives, different ideas. So I think that that's a very noble goal, and I think that's why it's important for people to volunteer. And also, there's going to be, of course, very obvious benefits of recommendations, and the idea is to create a community that vets the professionals so that they don't end up with a situation where they have a lot of issues when they're coming here. It's already difficult enough to make the decision of moving to a different country. It's like I sometimes compare it to like jumping off a plane with a parachute, and you're just like, okay, yeah, the parachute is going to work. And I don't know if you've done that, but when I did it, I was like, okay, well, let's hope it works, and it did. So that jump is what we need to be the parachute, because it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be safe and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, to close this, our time is up. It's a little over 20 minutes. But just to close, I just want to list briefly some of the initiatives, and there are many more that are going to come. We will also have to prioritize what are the bigger wins in the short term. But this on our website, if you visit our website, there's a few ways you can get in touch. You can click here on volunteer or join and give us your information and talk to us directly. And these are going to list 8 of the initiatives that we feel or I feel are going to be beneficial for all of us. But at the same time, once again, we're looking to collaborate and look for other ways. Just today, earlier in our WhatsApp group, Natalia, she did a great recommendation for something that we should do. It's not in this list, which is creating a census or a survey of the North Americans, Canadians, and Europeans that live here, just to see the data of what is the economic impact. That's a great idea. So we'll be doing that and more. This is, we're looking to create a high reputation member network. So anybody who's looking to move to Costa Rica, they can reach out to people that has been invented, that have legit businesses, that are paying the taxes, that they have employees and so on. Not just a website that you don't know where is that base. For the volunteers, and this is for the investor, but also this is for the volunteers. Because if you're a volunteer or a member, you can be receiving, being in touch with new potential customers. A network of business opportunities, that's of course, by you representing and helping us represent the CR-CIPI, of course, you're going to be getting more business, more opportunities. This one is one that I'm very excited about. And this is what we're doing right now. This is a collective collaboration on marketing and cross promotion. We are 3 businesses here together, one in law, one in healthcare. Me, I do shipping. I own a shipping company. We're collaborating. And this is going to then be sent to production. And we're going to be creating clips and making even more production for CR-CIPI on short format. But then later, we can also do ads and reach more people about and tell people that we are here to serve them and help them move to Costa Rica. But at the same time, we are promoting our businesses. This is a way to say we are here to help, and these are the 3 businesses that are promoting and helping people move to Costa Rica. But this is also for all of our volunteers. Eventually, we're going to be asking who want to be part of this and join these conversations. We'll be happy to collaborate with the rest of the volunteers. That's for sure. Client seminars and education events. It's a good and important goal for me to create at least once a month a seminar that can people subscribe, and they can have at least 5 professionals in different areas to talk about real estate, immigration, shipping, and so many other things that the newcomer and the investor needs to know. And of course, those seminars are going to come with those contacts and eventually could become customers for these contacts. But at the same time, we are providing updated information of what's the day-to-day operation. Practical guides in writing for people to download, to use, and so on. Promotion about Costa Rica. So we'll be promoting together and sponsoring in international events like International Living. I'm a speaker in so many of these international living events where thousands of people go and visit. They are picking and choosing if they're moving to Panama or if they're moving to Belize. Costa Rica needs a representation in these events, international events. So hopefully we'll have a group of professionals that come with me to these events. And this is a very important one. Number 7 is this should be number 1. Better laws and public policy. We should push, and we are now reaching out with letters to the presidency, to legislators, to push for laws to attract investments. We want the law 9996 to be back in a better version of it, to exonerate import taxes on your vehicle, exonerate import taxes on when you transfer your first property, on your household goods. Make this more attractive to the investor. And this one, it's also very important, which is we want to be able to track and measure and have the data of what is the real impact, the economic impact of you as a small investor who are looking to move to Costa Rica. I think that was a long one. I think that was a long one. I'll let you guys, your final closing words, closing remarks before we go.
I think this is a great vision, and thank you, Pablo, for inviting me to it. I hope that we become a bridge between the expat community and the local community, and I am sure that this is going to have a great impact in the people that are coming here to invest and to live, and also on the general economy, and it's going to be great for Costa Rica.
Pablo, thank you for inviting me today. I think the conversation that was taking place here today, I think exemplifies what CR-CIP is, the bridge between you coming to visit on a vacation, but it's really transferring that vacation to reality. I think that's something that a lot of people have been looking for. I think that we're going to accomplish that little by little with the professionals like ourselves and people that are going to join in the future, that will provide that bridge between what is and what you want it to be here in Costa Rica, and live what Pura Vida really means today, but tomorrow, but in a guaranteed fashion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And this has been for today. I have created an event weekly, so it's every Wednesday at 3:30. We'll be sharing in future live streams. We'll be sharing local news that are relevant to the investor community. We'll be sharing useful information from professionals on different fields. Let us know what you want to hear and what you want to learn about Costa Rica. And at the same time, if you want to become a volunteer, go ahead and reach out. Go to our website, fill out the form, get in contact. We want to hear from you.
Take care and have a blessed day.